I used to think I'd be in this forever. Techno, clubs, late nights, it wasn't just music, it was a lifestyle, a community. But over time, something changed. So this is the story about how I fell in love with the Berlin club scene and why I had to step away, but still kind of miss it. When I moved to Berlin 10 years ago, I thought I had found my place. I had just discovered techno in Colombia and started DJing, so Berlin felt like the epicenter where everything was possible. I dove in clubs, open airs, dancing for hours. It was just magic. And I found footing quickly. I started playing in clubs and then festivals. Sure, I played a lot for free, but I didn't care. It wasn't about money, it was passion. I felt connected, alive. But then my body forced me to slow down. 6 years ago, I got sick, nothing dramatic, but just enough to force me to change. So I started focusing on health, on better sleep, more nature, good food, movement. And the late nights, the biorhythm chaos, it just didn't really fit anymore. I still love the music and I still played, but slowly it started feeling different in clubs, and so did I. After the pandemic, the scene felt completely off for me. I feel like a whole generation of ravers seemed to be missing. Like the pre-lockdown crowd stopped going out. This is also what I heard from a lot of my friends. And the new generation, they just didn't know the codes of the dance floor. So I used to love going out alone to dance, to get inspired, to recharge, for example, to the New Faces series at Tresor. But now I feel unsafe, unseen, and it's just like people bumping into you, spilling drinks, not even a glance of apology. And I feel like a lot of the awareness I used to know was gone. And the magic was kind of fading for me. Then there was this industry shift. Suddenly the algorithm mattered more than your record bag. The DJ bookings started evolving around Instagram numbers, and a friend also taught me about someone who first built their Instagram persona to gain followers before even trying to be a DJ, just to have like some leverage from the beginning. It's smart for sure, but I'm also asking myself, is it right? Like, promoters look at engagement now more than the music depth. I get it, branding is part of being an artist, but where does that leave those who've spent years of building their craft? And then I have to say, the music, it's not what it was. Lineups feel super homogeneous, no risk, no surprise, same BPM, same drop, same kicks, even at festivals with 10 stages. I couldn't find one with something different. It was so frustrating. What happened to musical storytelling? What happened to diversity in sounds? I'm not saying every new DJ is bad, that is far from it, but depth can also take time, and it feels like time is just not part of the equation anymore. And while the hype culture grows, the roots are being forgotten. Techno came from Detroit, from black artists, from resistance, you know, and now the biggest names, mostly white, mostly European, are flying around in private jets, making 70k per gig. Meanwhile, many of the originals, pioneers, still aren't getting paid what they deserve. You know, it just doesn't sit right with me. Don't get me wrong, I still love this music, and I probably always will. And yes, I'll still play gigs when they feel aligned. But the club scene I once belonged to, I'm not sure it belongs to me anymore. I'm not bitter. I'm not blaming anyone. It just grew into something that I can't relate to. And maybe that's okay. We're allowed to outgrow things, and even things we once loved with all our heart. if you felt once disconnected from a scene you once loved, or you're a creative trying to find a new rhythm, I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment, send a DM, or join my email list. Let's find new spaces to belong. Thanks for being here. I'm Sophia, modular artist and creative life architect. Until next time, stay curious and stay in flow.